Hi, my dear students. Today we are going to study a poem, chapter 4, Little Things, and a reading piece, How Smallpox Died, from the last part of your English textbook. First, let us see the poem Little Things. A raindrop is a little thing. Many make the showers, little moments flitting by, make up all the hours. As the little says, this poem is about little things which make our life meaningful. A raindrop is a small thing, but if there is many such drops, it will make a heavy rainfall. Little moments in our life will go very fast, but such small periods together will make hours. One little star at close of day faintly seems to twinkle, till at length the shining host, all the blue besprinkled. If we look at the sky in the evening, we can see some stars without shining, but at night we can see they are shining brightly. A smile is but a little thing to the happy giver, yet can leave a blessed calm on our life's rough river. A smile can have a great effect on some who is facing difficulties in life. It may be a little thing for the giver, but it gives a lot of peace and calm for the person who received it. Gentle words are never lost, however small they are seeming. Sunny rays of love are there, over our pathway gleaming. Here, the poet says that gentle words are very important in our life. Even if it is small words, they are the sunny rays of love which light the pathway of our life. Dear children, from this poem we understood that a very little things in our day-to-day life may lead to a great thing in our future life. Now let us move to the next part, which is a reading section about the topic How Smallpox Died. Many years ago, it was a deadly disease, and people scared too much about this disease because it made them blind. But now this disease is wiped out from the world. It happened only because of a scientist called Dr. Edward Jenner who found vaccine for smallpox. Children, this chapter is explaining how he found vaccine for this deadly disease. As I told you, this chapter is only to improve your reading skill and learning capacity. So all of you take your textbook and read this chapter along with me. Okay, let us start. Have you ever seen someone with their face full of scars? Or at least photographs? Did you wonder how they got these scars? Many years ago, a deadly disease called smallpox scarred people for life. It also made them blind. Thankfully, this deadly disease was wiped out after many hundreds of years. It all came to an end with the making of a vaccine. A vaccine is a medicine that prepares the body to fight a disease. A scientist called Dr. Edward Jenner was the first doctor to vaccinate people against smallpox. He found a way to stop people from getting smallpox so that fewer people got ill and the disease became rare. Today, smallpox has died out. Let us read an interesting story to find out how he did it. Jenner was born in 1749 in Berkeley, England. He was brought up by his mother, as his father had died when he was only 5 years old. Jenner wanted to be a doctor. When he was 14 years old, he went to work for a doctor. Jenner became a doctor in 1772. After this, he went back to the small town of Berkeley. Here he would ride out on his horse every day to visit sick people. He liked to ask people questions about wild birds and animals and about medicines they made from wild plants. Smallpox. In those days, people were scared of disease. One of the most feared disease was smallpox. Around 2000 people in London died of smallpox every year. People with smallpox got spots or boils. If people did not die of it, they were left with scars. These were called pock marks. Smallpox also made some people blind. One day, Jenner met a dairymaid. She told him, I never worry about catching smallpox, for I have had cowpox. Cowpox was a mild disease passed from cows to people. No one died from it. This made Jenner eager to know more about the condition. Now Jenner knew about inoculation. Inoculation is giving people a mild dose of a disease by injecting it into them. It protects them from getting the disease. If you got smallpox in a mild form and got better, you would not catch it again. But this worked only sometimes. Jenner decided to experiment with cowpox. He asked a dairymaid named Sarah Nelmus, who had cowpox, to help. Jenner took a little cowpox pus from the boils on her arm. Then he made a small cut on the skin of an 8-year-old boy, James Phipps. He smeared the pus into the cut. This was the first vaccination. It was done with permission from all these people, of course. James Phipps got cowpox. 8 weeks later, Jenner gave James a mild dose of smallpox by inoculation. He waited to see if James would get sick, but James was just fine. He did not get smallpox. The vaccination of cowpox had protected him. Jenner's experiment was successful. The world's most famous doctor. Jenner wrote a book about his discovery. Doctors all over the world were interested, and Jenner sent them samples of the vaccine. Jenner became the most famous doctor in the world. He gave free vaccination to villages. In 1800, he vaccinated nearly 200 people in one day. What happened to smallpox? Smallpox did not die out for many years. Doctors made Jenner's vaccine better and started a program of vaccination all over the world. Year by year, fewer people caught smallpox. Thus, the deadly smallpox that took away precious lives of many people was the first disease to be completely wiped out. Dear students, how do you feel after reading this topic? At present, we also facing such a difficult situation. You all are sitting at home because of a deadly disease, COVID-19. We all are expecting someone will find vaccine for this disease also. Let us hope for the best. Now all of you do some homework based on this reading passage, How Smallpox Died. Fill in the blanks. Question number 1. The concept of vaccination was first developed by Dash. Number 2. The first vaccine developed was against Dash disease. Number 3. Jenner was born in 1749 in Dash, England. Number 4. Dash was a mild disease passed from cows to people. Number 5. Jenner became a doctor in Dash. So all of you do this homework and send your answers to my personal number today itself, okay? This is the last class before your second terminal examination. All of you study well and prepare for the examination. Wish you all the best. Thank you all. Bye.